This is Andy with NutHouse Industries. We're out here in the shop today to take a look at the newest trailer we're producing. The model is called the Hickory. We took some of the aspects of our Peanut model, decreased the overall size, and increased the overall construction to give a more ruggedized trailer for use on the trail. It's a little narrower, more the width along the lines of a Jeep Wrangler or the smaller Toyota width. The overall length's a little shorter and overall height's a little shorter to keep the low profile for really truly off-road use. So we started right at the front end. We went from a typical ball coupler to a fully adjustable height hitch with pretty much any option that you want to connect to, whether it be a pintle hitch with a lunette ring, a traditional ball coupler, or a roll and lock rotational hitch, which this has full rotation this way, and then the hitch on the vehicle full rotation the other way. So very strong, very safe, secure hitch. Gives you lots of articulation off-road, and with the adjustment in it and the adjustment here, pretty much fit up to any vehicle we connect to. Of course, like all our trailers, full electric brakes on it, even though it's only a 3,500-pound axle. We still use electric brakes on them. We start here in the front with the mechanicals box. This is a base trailer right now. There's no upfits as far as mechanicals, electrical, propane can be built out to your desire, but this is our basic box for it. Typically it would have a solar panel here on top, compression latch like all of our doors throughout, gas struts to support and open the box, ventilation for the battery charging system when it's installed. So any of those upfits would go inside this box. All four corners have a spool that for a mounting point for jacks we'll talk about in a little bit. Of course, the typical platform on top for a rooftop tent. This rack is an option, so it can be made out of square tube, round tube, different heights, different accessory rails depending on how you want to upfit the trailer. On this side we have brackets for max tracks. We have L-track tie down here to secure the spare tire. You can also use cargo boxes and things like that on top of here. One of the big changes we made on this trailer is a tubular fender. It's all formed aluminum tubing with aluminum skin. It is a bolted on fender, so should you happen to really do some serious damage, it can be taken off the trailer and replaced. We incorporate our LED lighting right into it. This trailer is rolling on 37-inch tires and wheel package that matches the same rescue green JK that pulls it. It's on Timbren axles underneath. We'll talk about those once we raise this thing up in the air and look at the true backbone of the trailer. We have ventilation built in. As with all our trailers, there's the two-way scoops. There's one here on the back corner, and we'll talk about the other one on the front corner as well. Here at the back, we did a little something different on this one. We actually incorporated a tailgate. Gives you a more work surface, gives you a seat, gives you an easy access to the interior. Again, this is a base chassis. There's no interior upfits at this point, whether it be water tanks, coolers, kitchen pull-out, slides, wide open real estate. So we can build that out, trim that out to whatever you might desire. Again, the compression latches, make sure everything's sealed up. You see we incorporate a backup light right on the trailer as well. Come around to this side, you can see our rail here. We use Rotapacks and Rotapack mounts on it. And here at the front corner, again, our two-way roof scoop. This door here allows access for a pull-out kitchen, a cooler, A or B fridge, freezer, whatever you might be using in there. This is how you get to these latches to the vents, so you can open them up either to bring air in or pull air out. That way, if you have a rainy weekend, everything's wet inside, you can force air in through the front and open up the vent in the back and pull air out. We spoke about the spools earlier. These are the heavy-duty jacks for leveling and stabilizing the trailer. See 3 of them here, and then the one at the tongue gets removed and used on the 4 corners. These crank down right to the level. You can lift it, you can change a tire with these jacks, whatever you might need to do off-road, or if you're in a rugged campsite where you need a lot of leveling, these give you a lot of leveling space. So we're going to put this thing up on the lift and take a look at underneath and see where the real difference is in this trailer and our other trailers that we manufacture. All right, so now that we've got this thing up in the air, some of the other things we want to highlight on the changes in this trailer. Our typical trailers are an 1/8 inch skin over our 1x2 1/8 inch wall tubing, all welded together to create a nice strong unitized box. On this particular trailer, we added an exoskeleton to it of heavy walled 2x4 tubings here at the corner that are all notched and welded into the framework and then brought across the top and then tied in with another 1x2. So really create a structure on top of the structure we already had. Creates a nice detail, gives a good color break with the base color in the black and ties in the frame, but at the same time adds an incredible amount of strength to these front and rear corners. With that tailgate, we had to really reinforce that rear opening to make sure it could withstand the off-road abuse. So on our frame, starting right here at the front, one of the few pieces of steel that we do use is this front triangular shaped piece here that encapsulates the aluminum framework and gives us the ability to weld this adjustable coupler to it. So we start with steel here. We put a membrane in between the two to minimize the corrosion that can occur between steel and aluminum. And from there on back, it's all aluminum. So this piece of extrusion here, as you can see in this little sample, is a custom 2x4 1/4 inch wall channel, all reinforced with structural corners that we have manufactured just for our frame rail. And that's a continuous piece that we actually notch and bend at the corner here and continue all the way back to the trailer. So you're not getting chopped up pieces here, you're getting a full length extrusion. Inside here, where the bend occurs, we come back and plate this in, fully welded all along. This is actually a 1/4 inch plate that's welded in here, just the same thickness as that channel. So it really strengthens up this corner. We come in behind that and we add more 1/4 inch plate gussets at the corner here, you can kind of see, and as well as some spanner pieces that kick over to this outer rail, which is another proprietary extrusion. 1/4 inch frame rail, main rail, goes all the way around the entire perimeter of the trailer. Full 1/4 inch thick, 1/4 inch thick, gives it a nice decorative look on the outside, but lots of strength. As you can see here, this is our flooring extrusion, again, that we have. It's our extrusion. It's fully welded inside here as well as inside there before the trailer's ever put together, and then fully welded inside. And then we come back and stitch weld along all the frame rails between the structural outer rail and this inner C channel. So lots of metal there. You end up with a really thick side here. So you have full strength all the way front to rear, all around the box. Here at the front, we add a cross tube just to give this tongue even more strength. We add C channel between the upper double C channel here to minimize the flex on the extended tongue to allow for the toolbox. So you get more strength there. You can see the welded in plates on this side, just like we had on the other side. And we'll kind of pass by the axle mount for now. We want to come back and talk about that in a minute. When it comes to the rear of the trailer, we have another piece of 1/4 inch angle, runs all the way back inside that channel, gets welded into that already 1/2 inch thick material. So now we have 3/4 of an inch of material, 1/2 inch material here. What that allows us to do is actually bolt on these recovery points so that you can utilize these to pull the back of the trailer, recover the back of the trailer, and they actually are tied completely into the frame and not just hung off the side. We have another 2x4 channel all the way across this rear, tying the rear end together, plus the full piece you saw there and another piece of bar stock. And then we plate it over with a plate here just to protect the back of the lights and the wiring. So this trailer, you can see a little dirt and dust on it. We've got a little over 8,000 miles on this trailer right now. Combined highway, trips out west, some woods trips, a little bit of everything, north, south. We've had it at several shows. These are our first trailers we're incorporating the Timbren independent axles on it. These are ideal for off-road conditions. They have a tremendous amount of travel. What they do is they take a 5,200 pound axle spindle and brake setup, and they change out these cushions here to a 3,500 pound capacity for the pair of axles, so that you get a compliant ride because of the light weight of the trailer. But on the outer side, you have the big brakes, you have the big bearings, you have a 5,000 pound capacity spindle that we're working at a quarter of its anticipated load. A lot of folks put these on. There's an optional tube here that you can put a piece of steel in to bring them together to help stiffen that framework. We chose against that because you sacrifice ground clearance. And in lieu of that, we do some more of our 2x4 channel with a 2x3 I-beam crossing all the way across. And this is plated inside as well. So we have bolts here, welded in, and then it's bolted through this outside thick rail as well, both sides. So the axles can push against each other and not peel away from the trailer, which is a common problem with these axles if they're just attached to an outer rail and it's not properly reinforced underneath. So we wanted to keep the maximum ground clearance we could out of it. You can see all of our wiring's high and tight, tucked in inside the frame rails. Pretty much everything as best we can. We try to cover it up, make sure it doesn't get caught off road. Obviously this is your 7-way connection. It won't be hanging down there once it's connected to the vehicle. So by now you should have a pretty good understanding of what separates this particular trailer from our other previous model, the Peanut. You can see all the additional work we've done to really reinforce this trailer to make sure that it takes the rigors of off-road. Everything from the super strong frame to the independent axles tied in, the exterior reinforcement that we've added, the type of rack system we put on top to be able to carry more gear for off-road related activities and not just camping. One of the things that separates our trailers from everyone else is this trailer can be done in colors to match your Jeep or your Toyota or your pickup truck or your Colorado, whatever you might be towing it with. Our wheel patterns and bolt patterns and wheel choices are pretty much unlimited to what we can put on there as far as matching up to your tow vehicle, so you don't have to carry an extra trailer spare. It matches up. If you need a spare tire for your tow rig, you actually can carry a second spare if you're taking that trip to Alaska where you want 2 spare tires. So lots of options, lots of opportunities with this trailer to do things possible that most people don't, and still keep it in a lightweight aluminum package that's not going to rust or corrode or fall apart after a few years of on-the-trail enjoyment. So look us up on the web at our website, NutHouseIndustries.com. Give us a call at the shop at 513-899-2342. Let us help you design your dream trailer and set you up for your next adventure.